Hello everyone, welcome to Chloe Knits. My name is Claudia and I'm coming to you from Montreal to talk about my unpopular knitting opinions. I start with unpopular knitting opinions as if I want to start my channel with something negative, but that's not the case. It's just that unpopular knitting opinions for me mean that I get to know who you are as a knitter. So I like to do that because it shows you a little bit of my personality and yeah, how I go about my knitting. So here are a few that I could think of like off the top of my head. One, I think that rustic wool is the easiest type of fiber to care for. That's it. I'm done. Mic drop, leaving. No. People are really scared about knitting rustic wool because they're scared of felting it. They're scared of the maintenance. I literally wash my sweaters like once a year, maybe, if that. And I'm a mom of 2 kids. Maybe you think that's weird. Maybe you think I'm unhygienic, but I'm not. I swear to you, rustic yarn is antibacterial. It doesn't hold on to smells. It is amazing because you don't have to deal with it very often. So you knit with it, you soak and you soak and block it, you let it dry, and then you just wear the heck out of it. And then when it might smell a little, you've worn it. Take it off, you air it out outside, and then it's ready to be worn again. Unless you drop things on it, and to be honest, even like dropping food on my rustic wool sweaters, it doesn't absorb right away. So you can wash off or towel off things that fall on your sweaters really fast, and then it's over. You don't have to deal with it. So for me, rustic wool is just mwah. It will last forever. It doesn't have to be washed super often. And it just feels so good. I love it. That's it. Uh, Opinion number 2. You don't have to weave in your ends. Like, seriously. I do sometimes not weave in my ends. And that's okay. Because obviously it depends on what type of projects and when and where and what type of wool, but I have some sweaters, even super wash ones, that I've not woven in my ends on the inside, and they have not come undone ever. Yeah, there might be a little loose stitch, those are the ends on the inside. Like I did this sweater where I had a lot of different colors and a lot of change, and I didn't feel like weaving them in, so I didn't. And every time I wear it, I say, I should probably weave in my ends. I just don't. Same thing for socks. I have a pair of socks. I knit it in 2013, maybe. I still have not woven in my ends. I put my socks in. Sometimes the freaking little end is stuck between my toes and I hate it. And I still don't weave it in. With enough friction on socks, the thing will felt. Even if it's super wash, it will felt in and I can just snip it. Life is good. So I just don't always weave in my ends. Another unpopular opinion. I really dislike big, bulky, single ply sweaters. I mean, I don't hate them. They don't look attractive to me. Probably mostly because they're gonna pill like mad. I don't want to put all that effort into a sweater or a whatever in a super chunky, bulky weight thing that is gonna pill in 2 minutes. So maybe I'm seeing the project as what it will be in a few weeks versus seeing it as what it is right now. But seriously, who wants to be depilling a sweater every time they wear it? Who? Not me. I hate depilling my sweaters. I'd rather have sweaters that make little balls of things that I can just pull off. But also when it's too chunky and oversized, maybe it's because I'm short and I'm small. I'm a tiny human being. I'm like this. So a big chunky oversized big wool thing doesn't look very good on me. And probably I'm just bitter about it, and that's why I don't like it. Because it's cute on some people. It's just not cute on me, I don't think. That's that. um, Other unpopular opinions. I don't really want to buy all the like pins and stitch markers. I mean, they're cute, but I don't have a need for it. I'd rather spend my money on more wool. So all the pins and all the markers, like I bought this big thing of light bulb stitch markers in different colors off of, you know, Amazon. I don't like using Amazon, but sometimes you gotta. And it was like, I don't know, $5 for a million light bulb stitch markers. Why would I need other stitch markers? I mean, I know it's cute. I know people like seeing, but for me, my pleasure is the yarn. It's the yarn, it's the wool, it's the look of my knitting. So yeah, I'm into bags though. Like I have some bags, like because I need project bags for my projects, right? So I'll buy more bags because they're functional. I mean, stitch markers are functional, but I can get them so much cheaper. Whatever. You know what I mean. I'd rather not spend my money on all the pretty pins and all the pretty stickers and all the pretty stitch markers and just, yeah, that's an unpopular opinion. Well, I mean, I'm saying that. Tell me if it's an unpopular opinion or not. Put it in the comment. Is my opinion popular or unpopular according to you? Um, and also, I would love to know your unpopular opinions in the comments so I can react to them later on. Um, Another unpopular opinion. I don't dislike knitting a sweater in pieces. I don't mind, you know, mattress stitching things, even Kitchener ring things. I don't mind. What I do mind is knitting in pieces, something that could very well be knitting in the round because it's exactly the same thing. But I just knit a cabled sweater that was all knitted flat and seamed up, and it was magnificent because the cables were on every single um, right side rows, and the wrong side rows were just working in pattern. So because I was working flat, I didn't have to try and guess, am I on a cabled row or am I on a non-cabled row? It was just right there. So that was amazing. And then stitching it up is so easy. And if you mess up, you undo a few stitches and do it again. There's really no worry for me about doing a sweater in pieces. I love it. Unpopular opinion, I will cut into my yarn if I need to without a second thought. If I'm knitting something and there's a big knot that I can't get undone, or if I'm knitting something and the color repeat skips and I hate it, I cut it. I don't care. I just told you already that I don't always weave in my ends, but if I have a few more ends to weave in because I want the color to match, I'll cut. I've done a sweater in Noro yarn where I wanted to have the two sleeves matching, and I cut into that yarn and I took some parts off. I kept the parts that I wanted, and the parts I didn't want, I wound up into little balls and put it in my scraps to use another time, which I haven't. Yeah, but I have no issue cutting into that yarn if it's gonna save me the frustration. Yeah. Tell me, do you put scissors in your skeins if need be? I do. I have no problem with that. One last one. Why not? I will never, ever, ever want to make a temperature blanket. I won't. People talk about it. They're all excited, and I love that for them. It's great. They're going to love their temperature blanket, but I have no interest whatsoever in making one. If you want to know why, maybe I can make a video on that. Let me know. But I will not make a temperature blanket ever. And that's that. So that was it for my unpopular knitting opinions. Do I have more? I don't think so. I mean, I probably do. Everybody has more unpopular opinions, but I absolutely never ever, ever, ever take notes on my patterns, on what I'm making. I mean, if I'm writing up a pattern, which I have done a few of, I will. But if I'm following a pattern, I won't ever take notes. And even if I'm not following a pattern and making it up as I go, but I don't want to recreate it, I don't write. I don't write anywhere. I'd rather read my knitting. And sometimes I hate myself for it, but I'd rather read my knitting multiple times than to write down how many rows, stitches, what kind of anything I did to a certain pattern. Sometimes it comes back to like, it for sure it would save me time instead of like knitting one sock and then going to the next one, having to count how many rows I made to make sure that it's the same. It would probably save me a lot of time to just write it down or put stitch markers along the way every 10 rows. I just don't do it. I don't do it. And I'm okay with that. I just count. And then I say to myself, next time, Chloe, please write it down. But I don't. And I follow patterns on my phone, so I don't make notes on my phone because, And yeah, I've never been really such a note taker. So I don't like underline my size, which then means that sometimes I'll mess up in a pattern because there's multiple sizes and I thought I was doing the first one and then I'm doing the second one in another part of the pattern and then I have to rip back or I just deal with it. Generally, I deal with it. But yeah, I don't take notes ever. So yeah, let me know if you share my unpopular opinion and they're not so unpopular, or if you don't. And let me know yours. And I will see you back very soon. Happy knitting!